Company culture. If you've heard that term before, you've probably wondered what that really means. I like the definition by one of the pioneers in the field, Edgar Schein, who says that company culture is simply the way we get things done around here. Company culture could be accidental. People are making it up as they go along. Or it could be deliberate and intentional. The culture that you really want to have, the one that expresses your company values and that makes for a healthy, happy workplace. A strong company culture is really good for business. In fact, it's thought that a company culture will give your organization a competitive edge and will have an impact on profits. And not only that, it will create a consistent and positive employee experience, one that causes talent to stay with your company and to gravitate toward your company. Over 90% of CEOs and CFOs believe that a company's culture is inextricably linked to the success of that business. So it's no small thing to have a good, strong, identifiable company culture. As you are considering the elements that will make up your company culture and what you might have to do to implement one, consider what employees say. This has a lot to do with employee satisfaction and engagement and retention for you ultimately. Employees are looking for company cultures where they are allowed to unplug when not in the office, and one where they genuinely feel that their employer cares about them. That tone, of course, comes from the top. What is it that the executive team is doing? What are middle managers doing? And where is the focus? If you say that your company culture is one of work-life balance and that you are mission-based and putting something important out into the world, but instead your sole focus in the day-to-day seems to be on getting the tasks done today with a lot of micromanagement and 24/7 emails bouncing back and forth all over the place, well, your culture that you're creating through those actions will override all the focus on long-term good that you want to put out into the world and on that work-life balance you profess. There's got to be a direct connection. Those things have to match up. And this is why leaders are intentionally shaping and molding the culture every single day. It's why it influences everything they do, from who you hire and how you onboard and what you recognize, what you communicate and how you communicate. All of your actions should in fact be influenced by the culture you're trying to create. And when you do that, when you pay that deliberate focus to all the elements that add up to the way we do things around here, you're going to ultimately create a sense of belonging. You're going to be considering the factors that answer the question, what makes someone feel like they belong here in this workplace? Because you'll attend to this in how you recognize people, in how you give opportunities for people to express themselves, in how you value the contributions that are being made, and in how you support others with learning and development, and so on. So your culture, the engagement of your employees, that sense of belonging that you create, these are all bound up together. Now I know what I'm saying, it makes perfect sense. This is common sense. So why then do we have to spend time talking about it? Well, that's because there are some factors in most workplaces that prevent the company culture from being this well-established and understood. And those factors are largely inattention. You might not have a lack of clarity or consistency in your actions. You might not have outlined the particulars about what you want your culture to be and what behaviors will best express that. If that's happening, it might be because you don't have leadership support. This does need to cascade from the top and then bubble back up to the top. This is a continual loop, this way we do things around here. Of course, it requires management buy-in because the managers are the ones who are most noticeably influencing the culture. And you want your executive leadership team to be aligned with what you say your culture is too. Because out in public and in some of the biggest, highest stakes ways, it would be that executive leadership team who must express the way you do things around there. No matter what level job you have, you can influence the culture too. You can think about ways that you ask questions. You can deliberately choose and show your peers how we do things around here. You can express the choices about how you do things in the context of your company's mission, vision, or values. And of course, if you're at the top of the organization, you can carve out time and set expectations for a culture that is defined by the way you want things to be done at your organization. If all of that sounds too formal, consider this. Would you rather err on the side of being too formal and too deliberate about your culture? Or would you rather err on the opposite side of letting it become a haphazard, inconsistent, anything goes kind of a culture? Set that example at the top. Teach your managers how to reinforce it in their day-to-day activities. Make sure that HR is aligned so that people practices reinforce and undergird your culture. And then bring employees into it. Let them see the way that they belong in the organization through their ownership of the culture and their expression of it day to day. If you're in middle management, one tool you might find useful is our daily employee engagement checklist. The way we do things around here is made up of the little things day to day. So this checklist has a dual benefit. You'll engage employees, and as you do, you'll be expressing the culture. It's a free download. It's from People First Productivity Solutions. We help you build organizational strength by putting people first. I encourage you to use that tool and to take advantage of all the other tools that we offer here. They're designed for you to answer questions like this one.